Hey guys, Rukk here, and today I'm going to help you uncover Nico's dirty little secrets, the unconnected nodes in Delve. So let's start with the three basic rules of life. This applies outside the game as well. This is general life advice, okay? Nodes can be connected to one, okay? Here's a nice example. He's got his best mate here. Nodes can be connected to three. So if we use this example again, this guy's best mate has a couple of other best mates on the side. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yes? And then let's find someone super popular. How about this guy here? So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, we can't see this end, but it's going to connect to something, right? So this is 4. Was that a bad example? You understand what I mean? Yes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but wait, Rukk, you didn't talk about 2. That's because 2 is evil. It is abhorrent. It is a sin against nature. They must be sniffed out and destroyed. Okay, so now that we know the rules of Delve, nay, the rules of life, with this node in mind, how will we get there? Is one of these bad boys going to be connected to our hidden buried camp? Well, let's go around the circle and work it out together. So it could be this one. Well, it's got one connection. If it were to be connected to this, that'd make it 2, which is evil. No, we can't have it. Could it be this guy? Well, he's got 1, 2, 3 friends. So if he was to make friends with this guy, if this guy accepted his friend request on Facebook, that'd be 4. And it's certainly got space for it, right? So put this in the maybe pile. Let's go over to this dude. Well, he's already got a connection going down and left. Now, if you look around Delve, do you see any diagonal lines? No. Delve hates diagonal lines. It's only about up, down, lefts, and rights. So the only way this can reach that is through left and down, which is taken. So it can't be this. All right. What about Ravage Camp, our old mate? Well, he's got one mate here, 2, 3. So he's got space for friends. And he's certainly got room to connect to this guy. So this guy and this guy are maybes. This guy, same rule as this fella. No diagonal connections. So there's nothing available. We can discount that. All right. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it could be this. It's got a connection for it. It's got space for it. So this, and maybes. All right. Now, what about this guy? Well, he's got 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? Hang on. 1, 2. Wait. Is this the evil 2 connection? It is, boys. So although these were possible connections, this has a 2. So it instantly overrides anything else that's possible. It is 100% with pure certainty this is connected to that. So let's jump over here and just see exactly what's going on. We're now at Ravage Camp, the sinful 2 connection. So if we go left into the darkness, we'll probably just hit this one. If we go right, we'll just be following the light path we've just made with our mate Crawler. So armed with some flares, you can usually get by with 1 or 2. Armed with some flares, we head northward. And hey, lo and behold, we've got a wall. And look where we're standing. See, starting to make sense? Alright. Now, once we blow that up, and we get back to the safety of our mate Cardi, look at this! Okay, so we learned how to get to the 1 node using the rule of the impossible 2 connection. 2. Yes. Now, let's go a little bit crazier. What about 2? Hey? Oh, jeez. Rukk, what are you doing? You're confusing us. No. Let's go back to what we've learned. Okay? Well, this guy's a 4-bang, so he's got no more space, right? And at the moment, we're working out how to get to the underground stash. This guy, he's got 3 buddies, so he could connect to this. But then that kind of means that there's a whole lot of weird space here. And remember what I said earlier, Delft doesn't usually like to leave a lot of space. That's too much. So could it be this one then, given that there's all this space? Well, no, because it's only connected to one. Well, no, look, it's connected to two. No. It draws them weirdly. Trust me, this is not connected to that. This is connected to both of those, right? If I was to go there, I could get to either node from that. But going backwards, it's only this one. Every time it's a weird offset node like this, the one bang over here can't get to over there. Alright? Alright. Alright, well if it's not that, this could use all that space, right? So, because he's got 1, 2, 3. Sure. Alright, it could be that one. But then what about his mate? He's got one, he's got... Oh! It's this dirty, sinful 2 connector. Right? We've got the space for it. But then, when we look up here, well, how on earth do we get up there? Let's use the same rules. This has space to go down, but it's got 1. This would make it 2. That's illegal. Highly illegal. Jesus. Same story with this. Well, what else is nearby? Ah, ha 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 ha. A sinful 2 connector. So when you see big open spaces like this, with 2 unconnected bits, don't freak out. Same rules apply. Just clear around the square, and everything will become clearer. All right. So now let's go clear these out, and we'll move on to the next bits. Okay. So now we've cleared to our sinful, shameful 2 connector. Now, given that to the left is haunted remains, to our right is where we came from, the only way is up, as famous Yaz once said. All right, so let's go up. And hey, what do you know? There's a wall. Did I say that too sarcastically? I didn't mean to be that sarcastic. And hey presto, look at this. Now we've got our connector. Okay, so now that we've used the rule of 2s to find this hidden boy, let's go grab his mate up here. So we've made it all the way around to our sinful, shameful 2 connector. Now, unlike the other times where the connector was always above us, this has already got a path above us. And so we're going to look to the right. But if you look at the minimap, there's no connector over the right. So I see a path downwards. Now, there's nothing showing down on our map, so it's probably that way. Oh, let's go look, shall we? And hey presto, another wall. And see, now it's uncovered. So what started off as 2 hidden bits that maybe have been a bit too confusing when you're like, oh, I don't understand. You see, it was very simple. You could easily just pick out, oh, well, that's a 2 connector. That's a 2 connector. It's this and that. Okay, so now I've showed you 2 examples of the easy ones where it's connected to just a 2 connector, right? That's not always the case. Most of the time, it's something like this. So, glance around. There's no 2 connectors. But, so there's a few singles around here, but the candidates that I see are down here. So this is the scenario where we don't have an obvious 2 connector to instantly make our way to. Most of the time, if you really want something, you'll have to clear around the square, or most of the square, or at least uncover the fog of war. What do you call this, fog of war? Fog of Nico. Fog of Nicolage. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to work our way down here. So it's either going to be this, 1, 2, 3, 4, or it's going to be this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes? Yes. Let's go. Okay, so we've cleared our way around. So what we want to do is rule out this one. There is some upward activity up here. So let's go check that out. If it's not the wall, then it's going to be the next one. Lego. Oh, and we just ran straight into the wall.
No problemo.
No problemo indeed. Alright, so we make our way back to the carts. And Zim zam zoom. We found our connection to the unconnected node. So, I hope that was a good demonstration that time of multiple possibilities. And you just have to knock them out one by one. That time I got lucky and it was the first one, but sometimes it'll be the next one. You just got to keep in the back of your mind the 1, 3, and 4. Alright, so I've showed you how to do the easy singles. I've showed you how to connect to multiple unconnected nodes in the one square, whatever. I've then showed you how unconnected nodes can have multiple possibilities and that you have to do a bit of an exploring. Now, if you've made it this far, congratulations, we're at the final boss. The final boss is this guy. Have a look around. Do you see why this is tricky? Look at the possibilities. One connector, one connector, one connector, one connector. That can't be, right? So, one of these is a 3 connector in disguise. So I'm thinking it's probably this one. It probably shoots out to there, and then there and there. This is the final boss because those rules that I've showed you before, they still apply, but it's not as obvious. Think back to when we were doing the 2 connector. You'd go 1, 2, oh, it's this one. Or the one we just did. You've got a fair idea. You've got a couple of candidates. But then when you look at this, you've got no idea. So now, the new rule. Some nodes can be connected to multiple unconnected nodes. So my money's on this one. So let's go have a look. Okay, moment of truth. We've cleared around to here. Now to explore to see if this has more than one connector. So we'll try up this side. Certainly looks like it's at least got one, right? So that's one connector, but now, hang on, let's get back to the safety of Kati. So we've got one connector there, right? But now look what we've made. We've made a forbidden 2 connector. This can't happen, right? Think back to the start. This is impossible. So this is now guaranteed to connect to this. Ah, okay. Let me explain something to you really quick. This is the connector. You can see the wall is here, yeah? But the game hasn't loaded it in. The game loads in, say like bits by bit. Say it's maybe loaded in this bit. If we do this, and then come back here, the wall will be there. Trust me. Okay. So we've cleared to the currency node that was there, right? Now remember, when we were trying to explore north, the game didn't load in the wall. So let's go back and see if that's changed. Oh, we might need some flares. Secret bonus tip. Nico takes quite a while for you to load in. So if you need flares and you want to absolutely min-max your time, click on where you want to go, blink over to the flare station, shift-click the flares to buy a full stack, and then, hey presto, you're good to go. Alright, so...
When I'm ready, and not before.
So remember before, when we got here? The game stopped us at about here. So never doubt the rule of 2s. Because that quite easily looked like this wasn't connected to that, remember? The game just said, nope, had no wall, just had a dead end. But we know that it is impossible for a node to only be connected to 2. So something else is afoot. Be it the game hasn't loaded in that biome, which means go to another point to load in a higher bit. Or, you know, just go out, go back in, whatever. Yeah, just never lose faith in the rule of 2s. Alright. So now we've cleared to the end of this. So do you see that every hidden part is reachable? You just got to apply these rules in different ways. But the game will never break those rules. It's always 1, 3, or you guessed it, for never 2. 2. Don't even get me started on 2, man. Now, sometimes you have to apply them differently. In maybe a 3 turns into a 4, or maybe a 1 turns into a 3. You just got to use your mind, and if you really want a node, you'll have to do a bit of clearing. So let's just do some freestyling fast round action. All right, so what do we have here? A 2 connection. So that's probably connected to this. This is probably connected to... All right, no. That's probably connected to that. This is connected to that. Yes? All right, what about this? This is in a weird spot. All right, that's connected to that, right? Because 1, 1, 1. And then that's too weird for it to come out and curve around. Oh, and that'd be 2. Oh, no, that'd be a 4. Yeah. Sometimes you do see some funny stuff like that, but I doubt it, because where else on the map have you seen shit like that happen, right? So when you're starting to get confused, like, oh, maybe this does a loop-the-loop and then comes up and then backflips around there. No, keep in mind, it's just Delve. Like, Delve doesn't care if Nico's hidden the way or not. It's still going to follow the same rules of, you know, maybe 1 turn here and there. You don't see any, you know, crazy paths with loops in them or whatever. So don't get too excited about, like, trying to find how to get there. When you're confused, say if you're confused with this one, you just uncover the corner here, right? And then you'd have the full picture and then be able to decide. So this could be that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't be that, can't be that. Oh, this is either that or this. And I'm thinking that's probably this. Well, it really depends what's up here, because there is a lot of loose space here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was this. I wouldn't be surprised if it was that. Yeah, but look, there is more space there, so it's probably this. You know what I mean? What other goodies do we have? Oh, what about this bad boy? That is a bit cramped. I'd want to uncover this just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure this is just a 1 bang. Well, which means this is a 2 bang then. 1, 2. So that's that. Yeah? Like, it could be this, yeah. But then, like, isn't that weird? You don't see many narrow paths like that next to each other. And then you've got all this space there. So, like, just keep imagining that the grid of Delve is uncovered. Where would the lines be? You're not going to have a tiny skinny bit there with all this space. So that, you know, led me up to here where I'm like, oh, yep, well, it's probably that one. All right, should we do more fast round? All right, more fast round, more fast round. This is that, right? 1 connection, 1 connection. Could be this, but there's a ton of space here, so I'm thinking it's that one. Oh, what about this one? This is nested in a weird little spot. Well, it's this one, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Okay. So does that make sense? Hey, I hope that has enlightened you, empowered you, strengthened you to go out there and find the hidden bits that you really want. Look, most of the time it's not really worth it, in my opinion. But other times, especially when you're hunting fossils, they can tend to be super long paths. Like just pretend, for instance, it's connected to this. You know, that's a massive path when you're going to have a ton of fossils along there. So yeah, just remember what I said. 1, 3, or 4. The game never changes that. If something doesn't look right, just explore more around it. Leave the area, come back, explore it again. Because remember, we ran into that problem where the game didn't load the wall. And yeah, good luck.